All right.
Yo.
Oh, I'm excited for various reasons.
Listen,
Like,
I'm excited anytime we have a guest. Period.
Facts.
Thank you for having me. I'm very humble.
Oh, of course. We're just waiting for people to roll in real quick, and then it's time to get active.
Party starting. Get the party popping.
Oh, let me post the link.
Like, share, subscribe.
Yeah, you know the deal. Live on YouTube, live on Facebook.
Dolapo, is it this week or next week when your next drop happens?
Next week.
Got
And I
on
feel
Independence
like
Day.
Yeah, I feel like
right.
I work in a sweatshop or something.
That's right. We're supposed to turn up next week for Independence Day. Listen here.
Yeah.
Turn it up.
Is it first? No, the first is a Sunday, right?
First is a Thursday. The Thursday. Because remember, we recorded the day before, so we were gonna act up.
Oh yeah. So we can act up, yeah.
We can act all the way up.
We're gonna get.
I'm gonna have a line of bottles of Malta right here. You just gonna see my eyes because they're gonna be so high.
Lord.
The whole line.
I like how I closed out the outline, but that's fun.
Oh, bless the Lamb.
Hey, see, so I like this mic better.
Manual and his mics.
Hey, I'm still working on that 320, man. That black one.
Bruh. No, see, so I ain't pausing nothing.
Go-to guy when it comes to all that stuff.
Are you gonna drop some yoga pants?
No, but I eventually want to like sweatpants and sweat shorts. Eventually, I need to like just see how like the first few drops go, you know, before like expanding in that way. But yeah, I think sweatpants is like the next move.
Because I'm a sweat shorts, white socks, and Crocs kind of guy.
Yeah, the only thing about sweat shorts is that it's like I would have to do women's and men's because sometimes unisex can look weird on like a gender. It's different from like a shirt, you know?
That's true.
So I don't know. I have to figure it out.
That's fair. I'm gonna say this though. I'm a spaz out on like I did September 1st.
No, you were amazing.
I was in them comments like deleting. Like, wait, what that size? Hold on, nah. let me edit this. Let me delete this comment and comment again with a new one. It's like, no, I don't want that size again. I was just spazzing out.
It was just crazy. Like, it was so incredibly humbling because like I was freaking out the whole time. I was like, it's not gonna sell out. It's not gonna sell out. But then I'm like, you know, I just have the faith in me. Like, okay, like God's got it handled. You did everything you can. Like, just chill. So I was just very back and forth about everything. But it worked out, and I don't know, it just gave me a lot of encouragement to keep doing it. So
that's what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the time I remembered, because I seen Abe going wild, I was like, shoot, let me hop on. Oh, sold out. All right. Okay. Bet. We wait for the next drop.
Yeah.
I set notifications. I set an alarm. I was not planning on missing this.
He hit that thing harder than Sneakers app.
Yeah, the Sneakers app. I wasn't waking up for that nonsense.
I'm done with it. I ain't buying it.
They never want you to win.
Never. And I thought it'd be easier because I got a bigger foot. Nope, they don't care. These bots don't care.
I think so. Hey, people, it's pouring in.
They don't want us to win.
In that case, let's run this intro.
Let's get this popping. Hit him with the intro, see? Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, friends. We are here with another episode of the Osa and Abe podcast show situation entanglement. I don't know what we are at this point, but we here. That's what we are. Okay, we are excited today for multiple reasons. Number one, we are a T-minus 8 days away from Nigerian Independence Day. Okay, so just know, people, next week on next week's episode, we turning up. Okay, it's going down. All right, there will be a line of bottles of Malta this high. You just gonna see my eyes. That's it. You just gonna see my eyes the whole episode. Okay, it is what it is. We're also excited because we have a special guest on today. I will let my dear friend and brother, Abraham, do the honors. Here comes the alley-oop.
Hey. What's up? First of all, I am so hyped, so excited to introduce a special guest because this is a member of my family, my little cousin, Dolapo Balogun. She is here. Some stuff about her. First of all, she is a former D1 athlete for Southeast Missouri State as well as San Fran. So, she's been traveling across the U.S. She's also getting her master's in sports management, and she has her bachelor's in sports nutrition, sports nutrition, if I'm correct. My phone just died, so I can't look at my notes. But
feel free to correct them if you're incorrect.
Facts.
I was about to say dietetics.
Dietetics, there we go, because she's going to be a dietitian. And she's also an aspiring sports nutritionist who hopes to one day open up her own private practice, which is so dope. But she has many talents, one of which, and one I'm really excited about, is her loungewear that she debuted this month, but September 1st, called Dilly's, Shop Dilly's. And, t-shirts, crew necks, long sleeves t-shirts, and hoodies, they fire, and they're so unique, and I'm gonna definitely let her get more into that. She hit us with, first of all, she's from Jersey, like your boy, and like this podcast, she's also Nigerian, Yoruba to be exact. So we shout out to that, we salute that. Shout out to the family. Fun fact, her top 5, and in no order, because she doesn't want to commit controversy. Her top 5 rappers of all time are Biggie, Tupac, Lil Wayne, J. Cole, and I hope she didn't say Drake. She didn't say Drake.
Didn't.
Was it Drake? Okay, good. I forgot who the 5th one is.
She knows better than that. She knows better than to list that blasphemer who said he created Afrobeat.
So who was 5th?
Oh my God, I don't know. What did I say? My mind's all over the place.
You said Pac, Biggie, Wayne, Cole,
Jay-Z.
Jay.
Oh, Jay. Yeah, Hov. All right. It's pretty solid and safe, top 5. But without further ado, Dolapo, just hit us with it. Let us know what you're about. Let us know anything. We're here to learn, to engage, lift. Especially let us know about that October 1st. I'm on that immediately, as soon as possible.
Yes. So, like he said, my name is Dolapo. I was a former D1 athlete at Southeast Missouri State and the University of San Francisco, where I played basketball. I tore my ACL my junior year at SEMO, so that's how I ended up at USF with a medical red shirt. I got my bachelor's in dietetics because I want to, be a registered dietitian someday, and eventually have my own private practice. I want to practice in California. Most honestly, probably like in SoCal. That's like my dream, to live there. Besides that, I run a blog that I just do for fun. That was actually one of my school assignments, was to create a nutrition internet like website type of education tool. So I chose the platform doing it on the blog, and I kind of just kept up with it once I graduated. So it was cool because, you know, basketball takes me to so many different places, and I was always the one like with my camera. All my teammates used to make fun of me because, you know, the phone eats first. So that's where I just like to post just more about like my life, because I do enjoy being an open book, and like, you know, your story always helps somebody out. And it's where I like to post my photography. I even do like nutrition ebooks for people. So like that's all that. And I recently, you know, just stopped playing basketball. My last game was in March of this year. So that was really tough, but it was weird because it's like I've just been an athlete for so long. And the summer was kind of weird, just adjusting to that, like kind of like, who am I? Because that was such a big part of my identity. But then I had the idea to start Dilly's, which is my clothing line. And I've always wanted to do like clothes and stuff and design and everything. And it's funny because my dad, he sent me like little like doodles that I used to do when I was younger, and they look so bad, but it's just funny how like life comes like full circle like that. But I'm doing that now, and it's kind of like my little baby. So I don't know, it's just what I've been putting a lot of my energy into while I'm starting to look for internships and apply to internships so I can complete my dietetics exam and become an RD. So yeah.
Unc kept the receipts. He kept the receipts all the way back to when you was a baby. That's funny.
Yeah, he does that. He's the best. He's very sentimental.
But that's awesome. You know, that's awesome. Big facts. You know, for one of the things that we like to discuss and really get into is the motivation. You know, especially in regards to your journey. So you went from, first of all, March must have been a crazy time for you because your last game, and then that's the start of lockdown because of the pandemic. Like how did that affect?
So yeah, March was crazy. It was just like I was going through a lot of different things at the same time. You know, not being an athlete anymore, that kind of hit me pretty hard because it's like, I don't know, like I said before, it's such a huge part of my identity. And not so much like, you know, what do I offer the world, but like that's kind of how hard it hits you. Cause like when I got home, because of the pandemic, like I would wake up every day. Okay, I gotta go work out. And like, I was like, girl, chill out. You don't gotta work out. You don't got practice tonight. Like you don't got weights. Like chill. So I've gotten adjusted to that part physically, like being okay with missing a workout or being okay with, you know, having something unhealthy to eat. But like just mentally, I don't know. I think COVID was kind of a blessing in disguise because if I, you know, were to watch all the games, you know, of the NCAA tournament, everything like that, and my season just ended, like I know I would have been like really upset. So it was kind of like, okay, cool. I don't have to watch any basketball right now. Like I could really like, you know, mourn this part of my life, like kind of in peace. But I don't know, like I remember in the locker room of our last game, we lost in the WCC tournament to Santa Clara. I didn't cry in the locker room, which was like bizarre. And like, I didn't cry, I think, because it was like, I was okay with the ending because I knew that I literally gave it everything that I had. Like, I was such an injury prone player. So you just the journey that I've had just last year alone, but even the past 5 years, it says a lot about me and my character, I think. But yeah, like I didn't cry in that locker room because I was like, yeah, I really gave it everything that I had, like every inch of blood, sweat, and tear, everything. And it's like when you walk away from something knowing that you gave it 100%, like you could live with the results at the end of the day.
You Side note, mentioned Santa Clara. Shout out to Santa Clara, the alma mater of one Steve Nash.
Yeah.
ACL tear. In the past week, we have seen across especially the football landscape, just ACL tears galore. I got a homegirl who played soccer all throughout, school, got a scholarship to play it in college, tore it in college. And she made this post this week. She said, what good are ACLs except for the tear? That's what it seems like, right? What was the rehab process for you? What was that like mentally, physically, all of that? Because people see injuries and they just think, oh, well, a person got injured, I guess they're on the list. They don't really think about the human aspect of it or what that process looks like. So yeah, what did that look like for you, that recovery process and rehab?
Rehab freaking sucks. Like there's no sugarcoating it. I tore it October 14th, 2018. We had a Saturday morning practice and we were doing a one-on-one like offense to defense drill. And I was on offense and I had my best friend was actually defending me. And I, went past her and she caught up with me. And I, came to a jump stop, something that I always do. Always, always, always. And I got off the ground, but like that's when, the tear happened. But I got off the ground and I was like, oh shoot, like something's not right. Like, and it didn't hurt like in that moment, but I was just like, okay, something's off. And when she caught up to me, she kind of knocked me down. And then I remember just falling. I was just like screaming and cursing up a storm. And like our assistant coach at the time, like if you cursed even one word, like even said like damn or something, you had to do like 10 push-ups. But she wasn't there that practice and I was cursing up a storm that practice. I probably owed her like 200 push-ups that day. But yeah, I tore it that day and I didn't have surgery until like another month, which was kind of nice because I had like unreal swelling in my knee. So it gave it time to kind of like cool down. But the rehab process was, it's lonely. It's a lonely road because, what I've learned looking back on things is like, college basketball, it's a business. And if you're not healthy, if you're not playing, like you're kind of, not that you don't matter, but like at the end of the day, you don't matter. Like you're not the player coaches are focusing on right now. And that's a kind of sucky feeling because it's like you feel kind of like all alone. And it's like you watch practice and all you want to do is be out there and like play. And it's like, and you take everything, you used to take everything for granted, just being able to walk, just being able to lift up your leg. Like I couldn't even like lift up, like, how like you're sitting down and like you're kicking your legs. I couldn't even do that. Like it was just, looking back on it, obviously now just perspective wise, it's like, I don't take all those things for granted anymore, but, relearning how to walk, relearning how to run, like little things like that just really makes you grateful. And it really makes you remember that like, basketball is it's just a game. Like it really is just a game. Like, but you still have your life, you still have your health, you're still blessed, you still have everything that you need. But rehab was extremely hard. Luckily, well, not luckily, but another teammate of mine tore hers 2 months before I did. So we kind of like were on that journey together. So it was like, thank goodness I actually had someone, that understood in that moment what we were going through. But it was still really hard. But I remember it was like you had to celebrate the little victories at the end of the day. Like, oh my God, like I was able to get past this many degrees at rehab today. Oh my God, I was able to walk today. Like you had to celebrate the little things to put things into perspective because it is a long road. I ended up getting a second surgery because I didn't hit one of my milestones because I had a lot of scar tissue. So I had a second surgery about 3 months later. And then I had a cleanup surgery because I broke my ankle the previous year before. And it was kind of like, okay, like, let's just clean it up all at once. So 3 surgeries within 5 months or 7 months, something like that. And then next season, it was like, I wasn't at 100%, but it was like, I'm just one of those people, like, I could have just had a heart attack and I'm still going to like play, like still put me in coach. Like I'm just one of those people. So the next season, I still was running with a limp. Like I still couldn't really like jump or cut really well or anything like that. But like I was still playing. I was in the starting lineup. I had a good minutes. Like I wasn't complaining or anything. But a lot of the complications still followed me, especially into this year at my grad season at USF. But the coaches at USF, they were tremendous because it was just like, they just listened. Like, they're like, don't kill yourself. Like trying to get through practice today. Like, we know that's how you are, but like, we need you for the game. Like, chill. And it was like, it's hard because I'm such a like all or nothing player. Like, I feel like I'm so responsible if something doesn't go wrong or something doesn't go right. So that was kind of like hard to me because it was like, I would never, ever say if I was in pain, but it was just like, you can see it in my face. You can see it in my body language. And it was like, if I wasn't the one to say something, like they would just pull me out of a drill or something. So I really appreciate them because they were so just patient with me. And that was a big shift in coaching staffs, which I really appreciated. But yeah, the rehab process, it sucks. It really does. And I feel for anyone that has any type of injury, but it really changes you as a person, makes you value things a lot more, makes you not take things for granted. So, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a blessing in disguise. So
I asked about rehab and you decided to drop a whole bunch of jewels. Thank you for that. What I appreciated about what you said was you made a point. You said basketball is just a game. And some people may hear that and say, oh, it's just a game. I know it's more than a game. But like we like talking about here on this show, it's more than just the sports. It's more than just the highlights. It's more than just players out there entertaining us. They're humans and they're people too. And so thank you for sharing that part of your story with us. One thing we also like emphasizing on this show is using your platform for something greater, for something bigger. And so I like how you've transferred and transitioned that energy that you had for the game into what you do now with your Shop Dilly's line. Now, what's the heart behind or the vision behind Shop Dilly's?
So Dilly's, it's kind of like, it's me. Like there's really no other way to explain it than it's just me. Like, when I was an athlete, pretty much all my life, I really love being in comfortable clothes. I hate wearing jeans. I don't know why jeans were even created. Like, just stop. But like, I love being in an oversized t-shirt and sweatpants. Like, and then like, growing up in Jersey, it was cold all the damn time. So it was like, I just love long sleeves, everything like that. So I'm just like, shoot, like, why do I spend all this money like on Nike and everything like that? Like, why not just finally just go for it? So I decided to start, my own line, and it's pretty cool because it's like, it's everything that I would wear, which is what I appreciate about it. It's not me making it for somebody where I have no relationship like to it. So I make short sleeves, long sleeves, crew necks, and hoodies, everything that I just live in with some leggings or some running shorts. It's just what I live in. So that's pretty easy. But the t-shirt and hoodie market is very oversaturated. So I had to think about ways that would make me kind of stand out. And that's kind of how I thought to put, music codes on my clothes, because I feel like there's a vibe for every single thing in life. And I'm just one of those people, I love making playlists. I love listening to new music. But besides that, I just feel like, I'm one of those people that like, I enjoy conversation. I enjoy trying to pick your brain and learn, everyone has, knowledge to offer. And I feel like music is one of those things that just gets people talking, whether it's about the artist or the lyrics or the beats or the genre, anything like that. It always gets somebody talking. And I feel like, we're all different, and just the political climate and the social climate and everything that we're in right now, where things are just so, one side or the other. I just feel like music is one of those things that just brings people together. And that's kind of the biggest differentiation about my clothes with other people's brands. And so far I've only had one drop, and the second one comes out next week. But like I said, it's just a vibe. So this second one, it's the Sunday morning collection, and that Sunday is one of my favorite days of the week. It's where I like to, go to the coffee shop, do my homework, like just chill out, or even if it's raining. So it's just every single theme that I have is a part of me, something that makes me, something that describes me. And I feel like it just, no matter what it is, it resonates with somebody in some kind of way. So it's so cool to just be creative in that way and just, put all my creative energy into it. So I'm very happy that I decided to just go for it. So.
First of all, don't say just only one drop, because some folks don't even get to one drop, much less sell out, and much less sell out. And it wasn't your whole family that bought your stuff up. Yeah. Okay. So congratulations on that.
And secondly, it wasn't me. I just bought 4 items. I only bought 4 items.
You just bought 4.
I just bought 4. Right. She had a lot more. They just sold out with.
Abe went bananas. It was crazy. Trust me. I
did. He sent me pictures. It was crazy too. I had to rush because I think it was the crew neck. Everybody bought larges. That was like gone. And I'm like, yo, she just posted this on Instagram.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, well, extra large is what I wanted anyway. So I want sold XL. But honestly, it was so exciting to see your drop and to see just the amount of attention that it drew. And I was also on Email and the others in the chat. I was bragging. I was like, yo, this is so dope. Like, she has music codes on the clothing, and that's fire. That's so unique. That's so new. And it took me a while to recommend, because I know I had to ask you again, like, wait, what is it that, like, how does that work? Because I never used Spotify codes before, and I love Spotify. So with the second collection about to drop, can you give us a hint as to some of the song selections that you're going to have?
Yeah, for sure.
Or the artists you're going to
feature? It's a lot of, I was really excited about this collection because I was able to put more Black artists, which I really enjoyed doing that. So it's a lot of Ari Lennox, Lauryn Hill, John Mayer, Milky Chance, who else? J. Cole's on it, Janae goes on it. So a lot of that, soft indie, soft R&B type of music. The type of music that, like, you would just want to hear, like, on a rainy Sunday morning. Like, it's just the whole mood, and I'm just so excited about it. But, like, I'm really happy that, like, just the Spotify, like, codes just really worked out for me, because I just love sharing music with people. And it's like, I've been getting a lot of good feedback, like, yo, like, this place is so good, like, it puts me in a good mood. I was like, good, like, that's exactly what I'm going for. So yeah, the codes are the best part, but I mean, everyone else likes the clothes, which is cool. But
if you do a Sunday morning round 2, I need some, like, gospel on there, some secular Saint Kirk Franklin, just a little just church sound. That's all I'm saying. That's all I need.
For sure. I'm probably gonna do, like, a Christian collection, most likely, coming out. Probably. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. GP, are you with me?
Hey, we are the church. We don't know what. Okay, I respect it. I love it. I love it. Thank you.
Would that be the January 1st collection? We're gonna start 2021 with a Christian collection.
2 years saved me.
I just might, because November. I'll give a little sneak peek, but November is probably going to be the athlete collection.
Exclusive info you can only get on this show right here, right now.
Yeah, so November is going to be the athlete collection, just because that's when season comes on. Like, just me being an athlete, that's when season comes. So I'm excited about that one. And just having a lot of university colors, block letters. And I'm really excited about, like, the music, because it's going to be just very, like, game day playlist. So I'm so excited about it.
I'm acting a fool, and we're gonna need that distraction because the
playlist
election
was
is in November. And
Yeah, for sure.
world gonna blow up. We gonna be out there hooping. Okay, that's all I gotta say. Right. So yeah, I'm excited for that. This is gonna be good. Sunday morning. Watch for that collection dropping October 1st. October 1st, dropping on Nigerian Independence Day. That's another collection we're gonna need. We're gonna need the back home collection. That's what we're gonna need. The back home collection. I'm buying everything. I'm buying up the whole joint.
Yes, trust me.
ride.
I have
You're
so
saving
many
for
ideas.
it.
You don't even know. So
Listen,
the
keep
future is
doing what
bright.
you're doing. Keep doing what you're doing. We appreciate it. You were already a friend of the show and family, but now you are a friend of the show and family to all of our viewers and listeners. So y'all check her out. But with that being said, let's get into some particulars of the world of sports. First of all, since it just happened, okay, let's talk real quick some good old fantasy football, okay? For our listeners, if you've been paying attention, a few months ago, we mentioned that we were going to go ahead and have a fantasy football league amongst the SSAW conglomerate family, okay? I said conglomerate. That just sounded official, conglomerate, okay? Week 2 has come and gone, all right? And we have seen some results. All I know is perfection is in the middle name of Osa and Abe. We are Osa, perfection, and Abe. Abe, do me a favor and give a rundown of the scores from week 2. Just a quick rundown of the scores from week 2, just so the people know that there are no games played on Osa and Abe. And yes, I did rhyme that on purpose.
First of all, you're looking at one of the only undefeated teams in the league, 2-0. 2-0. However, we are no longer the highest scoring team in the league either.
That's all right. It's okay.
But I won't get it's okay. I won't get particular scores, but I will say Osa and Abe beat cover 0. Hi Jay. Hey Henry. Hey Jordan. Hey Brandy.
Sup?
The Craft Factory got their first dub of the season. Rocco and Obi, also known as Rakobi, they got a massive dub, put up 200, the first team to get to 200. They beat Diamond Talk, who is no longer undefeated. Then we have SSA HQ finally won a game. Shout out to them, finally winning. Ace, Gibson, and CJ. Y'all finally know what victory tastes like. Unfortunately, it means that Riley and Matt of Full Court Press still have 0 in that win column. 0. A big fat 0. Hi, Riley. 0. 0 and 2. 0 and 2. And I'm missing. Oh, Ringside Mayhem took the L to King of Fantasy. Shout out to James G for getting that first dub. So all in all, the most important things is that Osa and Abe are undefeated and they're going to win the league. And everybody else is just last place, second place, last place. If you're not first, you're last, basically.
If you're not first, you're first place loser. That's all you are. It's okay. It's okay, though, for the rest of y'all. Some of you may say, be humble. Listen, we had that number 9 pick. Okay.
And fantasy? Yeah. So
pick.
Dolapo, we had the 9th pick, out of
9th pick.
We had the 9th pick.
I wasn't worried.
Oh, yeah.
We were sitting here on Selection Wednesday, on Selection Wednesday. And on our own program, we had to hear that we had the 9th pick out of 12 teams. But you know what? It's okay. We weren't worried. We had our game plan. We had our strategy. Okay. Listen, we in here.
If you were to go back to that episode, you can see our reaction as the picks were announced, because we decided to do a lottery draft special. And, I was thinking that we'd be top 5, because first of all, how are we not top 5? But Fate had a different answer, you know, and we ended up going ninth. And I will admit there was a little bit disappointment, but look at us now, 2-0. And James, I see
I'm not worried.
I see you.
I'm not worried. I have no worries. I told
love
you guys,
you, man.
I had no worries because I already knew exactly the plan, what to do to draft. I had different strategies and counters, and so far it's working.
We made sure in the chat, we made a side chat. We made sure in the chat that we listed scenarios like what would happen if we had the number 1 pick? What if we were top 5? What if we were the 12th pick? All that, you know, we were prepared. So, you know, one thing's for sure, and we noticed this in the chat, is that week 2, like Osam mentioned, saw so many injuries. Like, yo, people have been hitting the waiver wires in my other fantasy leagues like crazy because CMC is on IR. Michael Thomas has been hurt, maybe back for week 3. George Kittle is likely going to be back for week 3. Half the San Fran starting lineup is done for the season. It's been crazy active, but I just look at the team. Yeah, Saquon is done for the season. They just signed Freeman, and I'm just looking at it like, look, for all my teams, we good. The only major injury I have to deal with is one of the teams has Christian McCaffrey. It's like, all right, but that's why you draft well and you draft running backs first and foremost.
Running back
because
robust.
You can replace them. So
running back.
Shout out to Osa Abe. You're looking at your future champions.
Like Emmanuel said, this is our motto at Osa Abe. Okay, I'm not worried. Okay, say what you want. I'm not worried. We ain't worried out here. We ain't worried about a thing. And that even goes for you, James G, the fantasy king. We're not worried when we see you in a few weeks. We're not worried. Okay, it's gonna be all right. We got this. Speaking of worried, though, I gotta ask this question for y'all. Last night, Lakers played Game 3 against the Nuggets. They ended up losing 114-106 in a game at which, in multiple points of the game, the Lakers had a 20-point deficit a couple of times during that game. Watching that matchup, a lot of folks, especially after Game 2, let's go back to the drama of Game 2. Okay, Lakers up 20 plus. Nuggets come back. Lakers end up winning on a game-winning shot by AD. Shout out to not just AD for the shot, but shout out to Rondo for a great inbounds pass. That is what the third
playoff Rondo
play in the playoffs. Yeah, playoff Rondo is not. Listen, I hated Rondo when he was on the Celtics, but now you gotta love him.
What? Now y'all love him. Look at you guys enjoying the fruits of our labor.
I don't love Rondo, but I love me some Rondo right now. So you look at, I think it's the third game-winning shot this playoffs off of an inbounds play, as a matter of fact. So great to watch. So the Lakers come out and have that great momentum off of that. And then they come to Game 3 and they came out kind of flat and they end up losing. They stormed back. To cut the lead to 3 and then just got blitzed an 11 to, I think it was 2 run to close the game out. Are you guys concerned about the Lakers in this series? Are you worried? Now, put your biases aside, okay? Especially you, Abraham. Put your bias aside. Are you worried?
I'm going to say no because it depends on Game 4. Now, look, we all know if the Nuggets go down 3-1, I'm not with it, but they like being down 3-1. That's all I got to say.
Emmanuel, you worried? You don't look worried. I think that's your motto today. I'm not worried.
Honestly, I'm not really worried. But my only thing that I'm slightly worried is they have to keep the energy they had from Game 1 and bring it into, especially with the energy they had in that fourth quarter when they had that huge run to nail it to, like you said, when they was down to 3 points. Lakers have to play that consistent energy. Right now, Denver is like they're matching it, and then they played like it was a game 7 last night. Because obviously, if they're down 3-0, the odds are even worse compared from obviously being 3-1 down. But Lakers got to prove in their free throw shooting. LeBron had, I believe, 5 or 6 turnovers last night. He had 6 turnovers in game 2. They have to cut that down. Kuzma, I believe he's more in terms of the plus and minus. He's been in the negative lately. And if he would have hit that big shot where he hesitated, that could have been I believe a 1-point game. If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, would have cut it to 1 point because they were down.
It could have been a 1-point game. So Lakers had to prove on that, and then the lack of rebounding. Denver out rebounded them in that game. So that's something that the Lakers are gonna have to like work on their energy being consistent in order for them to win the series. But in a way, I feel like this loss is more of a wake-up call for them because I think they realized we have to have this consistent energy in order for them to win a championship, not just Denver, either Boston or the Heat when they go into the finals. They have to come up with that consistent energy in order for them to win a title. But yeah, that's all I have to say.
Boston in 7.
To quote the departed, deceased songbird Whitney Houston, crack is whack. Abe, stay off of it. I would rather see Boston in the finals if I'm the Lakers than the Heat. The Heat got some dogs. Not saying Boston doesn't, but the Heat got some dogs. I agree with you, E-Man. Like that energy, they got to keep up because it's not looking pretty right now. That lack of energy and those drops that they have when it comes to the energy. That fourth quarter, Rondo had, I think, 3 steals in the fourth quarter. The Lakers went to a zone. Great call by Frank Vogel and the staff to move to that zone, and they were locking up, and then they just fell flat. The run fell flat. Here's my biggest frustration with the Lakers, especially in the fourth quarter, especially in crunch time. If LeBron James and Rajon Rondo are on the floor at the same time, I do not want to see LeBron James bringing the ball up court. I do not want to see LeBron James playing point because Rondo ends up in the corner like he's a spot shooter, and he's not. I'd rather see Rondo bringing the ball up court and LeBron, sit your butt on the block or the high block. You got Jamal Murray on you. Back him down, okay? Stop yo-yoing the ball up at the top of the key like you're James Harden and shooting that weird little step back, fade away jumper. I don't like it. You got Rondo, who's got NBA Finals championship experience, just like you, LeBron. He's got NBA Finals championship experience. Put the ball in his hands. Put the rock in his hands because
9th all-time in playoff assists too.
Dude, folks act like Rondo ain't been there before. This is why the LeBron stans are probably going to hate me for this. It is what it is. This is why I question LeBron's basketball IQ. I see stuff like that. When I see you have a mismatch and you decide to hang out at the top of the key, dribbling. No, dude, LeBron, get on the block. You got at least 50 pounds on Jamal Murray. Back him down. But hey, I digress.
Dolapo, I have to ask you.
Please ask her.
In college, did you guys play a lot of zone or man?
I would say more zone and then more man to man, and then depending who it was against, I would say we did a matchup zone, not really so much just regular zone. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I enjoy playing man to man more than zone, but zone is cool too because you're chilling for a little bit. You don't work as hard as man to man, but yeah.
Real rap. But how do you feel about this Lakers Nuggets series, Dolapo?
I mean, it's entertaining. I no bias for real over here. I'm just enjoying watching. But I hope
I'm glad you didn't say you're a Lakers fan.
Yeah, I kind of do hope the Lakers win, but I don't have any bias at the end of the day.
Good answer. You're definitely a friend of the show now. You're a friend for real.
No, hold on. Slow down.
Friend for real. Hold on. Friend for real. You can handle your family issues off the show. Friend of the show for real. Okay. I'll say this though. Shout out to AD once again, like I mentioned, for that game winner. Watching the way that play developed, Let me dive into X's and O's real quick on that play, real quick, because it brought joy to my heart. And full court press crew, they'll probably dive even deeper in on it. But here we are, 2.1 seconds left to play. Lakers run an inbound play. Rondo inbounding. LeBron plays as a decoy. AD notices he has who else but Mason Plumlee on him. So he runs around that LeBron screen. Plumlee gets caught on the screen. Jokic is left out in no man's land. Everyone hates being in no man's land when you're on the defensive end. AD pops out to that corner for that corner three that he hit 3 other times during the fourth quarter. I'm sorry, 2 other times during the fourth quarter. He scored the Lakers 10 final 10 points. Gets that inbounds bounce pass from Rondo and stroked it, nailed it, comes back up the court. And what does he yell out? Kobe. And they did it in the Mamba City uniforms. Blessed my heart. That will go down in Laker lore and Laker legend for sure. Okay, for sure. So for one night, we all had a moment where I think we could all come together. Laker fan, Celtic fan, Clipper fan. Well, Clippers, God bless them, hopefully. Whether you hate the Lakers or love them, that was a great moment considering the year that we've had, considering the loss of when Kobe Bean Bryant, to see a moment like that. I appreciated it. Hope y'all did too. Okay. Last but certainly not least, along on the basketball side of things. Okay. Let's not forget about the WNBA, because we do have a women's hooper here on the show today. WNBA, I've been always been a fan of the WNBA from day one. It's been great watching the playoffs. LA Sparks got upset by the Connecticut Sun. So at this point, now we are in, I think it's conference finals mode. You got the Lynx and the Sun playing, and you got, the Lynx and the Storm, and you got the Sun and the Aces, okay, playing. The Aces, I think by all accounts, are most people's favorite, but the Storm, you cannot count them out. They got a stacked lineup. I mean, you got Brianna Stewart, Sue Bird, the WNBA point goddess, right? Jewel Lloyd, like they got a stacked lineup. I don't know who you guys got going to the WNBA finals at this point.
Give me Storm versus Aces.
Aces.
Same.
I mean, we do have to comment on the Storm with their buzzer beater by Alicia Clark, that putback buzzer beater. That was crazy.
That was wild.
But we also have to look at the MVP, Asia Wilson, and she had 7 blocks. Like, who? Apparently, Lisa Leslie called her up to congratulate her because that's third most in the postseason game. Number 1 being, of course, Brittany Griner.
Yeah.
And then I think 2 is Lisa Leslie, who's done it like 3 times.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go Aces versus Storm. It's gonna be beautiful. You know, Riley's a big Storm fan, rightfully so. He threatened me that if we don't mention it, there's gonna be issues. So, you know, I decided like we'll talk about the Storm. We'll give Seattle some love for sure.
Before football season started, though, the Storm was all Riley had to root for. So, I mean, Aces and Storm, though, is what we want to see. The Aces are doing it without Liz Cambage, by the way. Like with her in, they are definition of Twin Towers. Her, Asia Wilson, like no one's coming inside on them. Okay, scary thought, scary proposition. Dolapo, what you got? What you got for this WNBA finals?
I think Storm and Aces as well. I was really upset though that the Sparks got out, but because I love Candace Parker, but I was really upset about that. But I think the Storm honestly might win it all.
Shout out to the Storm if they do. The city of Seattle needs some joy. Sue Bird, on a comeback year as well. I think it would be impressive to see. I got this question for you real quick, Dolapo, before we
wait, real quick, Dolapo. You don't happen to know Candace Parker personally, right? Just
no.
Abe, sit down. Sit down.
She's been my favorite WNBA.
Log off.
She's been my favorite WNBA player Actually, my favorite women's basketball player since her Tennessee days because she
Yeah,
used to ball at
same.
Tennessee. So I was if you know, I'm just saying, I would love to meet her. Is all I'm saying.
Well, before you meet her, Dolapo, I got this question though. Where do you rank Candace Parker all time in terms of WNBA players? When it's all said and done, where do you think she's going to land?
Oh, of all time? Definitely top 10, but I don't think she's number 1 all time. But definitely top 10.
You got number 1 all time, and that's a list too.
I don't. That's hard. That's really hard. I can't even. I mean, Taurasi, but I can't. You already made me choose like the top 5 rappers. I was like, okay, that's enough.
He's trying to cut you up. That's what.
I'm not. I'm just the streets is talking. Shout out to Diana Taurasi, local legend. You know, went to Don Lugo High out here in Chino. You can't count her out. I feel another season or 2 left in her, but she's unreal. Yeah. Unreal. Yeah, I can see that. I respect that. I respect that. The WNBA, though, people really sleep on the WNBA. They have had some great players come through. Imagine if the WNBA had started sooner and we got to see like a prime Cheryl Miller. Like,
I can't even imagine.
Whoo, man, I wish. Oh, I wish.
A legend.
A legend. She better than Reggie. So, folks,
I won't argue that.
You can't argue. I'm not gonna argue it. Okay, I'm not gonna argue it. I like that number 1 pick though for greatest all time in WNBA history. When it's all said and done, I think what's her name might have had a chance at stealing that away if she didn't step aside to do the work that she's doing now. Maya Moore.
Maya Moore, yeah.
Shout out to Maya Moore. Maybe she makes a comeback, you know, and
she's
happily wedded now.
Yeah,
and you know
it's crazy. Top 10 for her career is short compared to the others, but just how impactful of a player she was, how skilled she was, and then when you include her college resume, like I hated UConn women's basketball. I hated the passion. Just you know, especially in the Big East, you know, I'm pulling for Rutgers. I'm pulling for the Lady Knights, you know, to get it done, and it was just UConn Huskies, just always the Lady Huskies always in the way.
It was just boring after a while.
It was. It's like, yo, can somebody knock them off?
Yeah, take a L here and there. Come on, Gino. Like, take a L here and there.
You don't need to run the gauntlet every single season. So whenever they lost, I was the biggest fan of which it was when Baylor did it. I was so hyped.
Yep.
Oh shoot, I was like, oh my god, UConn lost. It was big days. Like, yo, UConn lost. Word? Yes, they did. Really? Yo, let's party.
And now it's more parody now.
Yeah, there's more parody. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
They finally
the mystique of UConn has finally like faded away. People want to go elsewhere, and you know, Oregon is top tier team nowadays. Notre Dame for the last couple of years have been top team. Baylor, of course, you know, Maryland's been sneaky, so it's great to see that parody.
Shout out to John.
Stanford, they had
a perennial. Shout out to the Guamake sisters who did that thing over there. Hey, I will say this though, okay, before we transition. Also, shout out to Maya Moore, first woman to sign that Jordan deal. Okay, opening the way, paving the way for some women on the Jordan brand. So I'm just waiting for another woman to get her own solo shoe deal. I don't know. Maybe Dilly's will end up dropping a shoe line, and that's how it happens. Who am I to say?
Wait, yo, if you do, can you make you make a good selection of size 14 and 15s in men? Because
for your boys up here, it's a struggle.
I got you.
It's a struggle. I would pull these J's off my feet right now and show them in the screen, but they're gonna take up the whole screen. You just gonna see the logo. That's it's tough out here in these streets.
It's crazy. You don't really notice it until you like take a step back and you look at your shoes and you're like, golly, those are some massive shoes. Like I was looking at my Dame 5s the other day, all gray, and I was like, wow, that is. Now I get why people used to say, "Oh, hey, you got clown feet and whatnot," because it low key. Those are some
Whole
big
world.
shoes. But anyway, when you drop that shoe line,
we in
me
there.
know.
Start with slides. We in there for sure. Start with slides. With that being said, though, folks, shout out to E-Man. You know what time it is, y'all. Let's step up into the room now.
What's poppin'? Brand new whip, just hopped in. I got options. I can pass that it's like Stockton. Just joshing. I'm spending this holiday locked in. My body got rid of them toxins. Sports in the top 10.
Yes, you guys. Now, this is pretty the latest. It's been
Dolapo,
almost a
we
week.
official out here. We official out in these streets. We got intro videos and everything.
They're dope. They're really dope.
Shout out to Cecil, our producer.
Yeah, shout out to Cecil. So the Nets, they're putting a trade package together to acquire Drew Holiday. There's been some rumors about that. Now, supposedly it includes Spencer Dinwiddie, Jared Allen, Dazan Musa, and a first-round pick. What do you guys think about that offer for Drew Holiday to the from the Pelicans?
Do it. Do it. Do it.
I wanted Drew Holiday on the Lakers this past offseason. I wanted the Lakers to pick him up this past offseason. Didn't happen. I still think potentially, I don't know what pieces the Lakers would. No, I do know for sure. Send over Kyle Kuzma. I would still like to see him in a Laker uniform. This is not off of any bias or anything. I think it would be good, especially for the future of the team. You throw him and AD had already played together in New Orleans, you know, them playing together in LA in the bright lights. Drew Holiday, we do know, wouldn't mind coming back home to Southern California. So it'd be an easy handoff of the torch from Bron to those two. And eventually when Bron retires, they get a third piece and boom, shakalaka. We in here again. But
you better hope he doesn't go to SoCal and choose the Clippers.
The Clippers, who are the Clippers going to give up in that deal, though? You just said it, but here's the real deal in terms of it, okay? I just want to see if David Griffin is actually going to. Okay, David Griffin, as we know, makes some great moves. He's a great businessman. I think also potentially, if they get rid of Drew Holiday, I think they should, maybe get rid of Lonzo too. Send Lonzo over to Phoenix. But what do I know? Anyhow, keep going, man.
All right, next one. The 76ers, they have expressed interest in Buddy Hield, and they also have trade interest for Lou Williams. I don't know how that's going to play out.
Oh, they're going to send Lou back to the place where he started. Okay, Lemon Pepper Lou.
They need Lou.
They need Lou.
They do. They need some shooting.
Buddy, they need some shooting. Let's be honest. The team that they had that made that run, okay? You had JJ Redick, reliable shooter. Who else did they have? They had another shooter, but they had shooters this season.
Dario Saric.
There you go, the homie Dario. But they don't have shooters this season. So you
and
playing
it showed big time.
It showed big time. And I still believe they need to pick between Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. You need to pick one or the other. They both cannot coexist on that team. It is what it is. Pick one or the other and let your
Ironically, though, their best year statistically was, I think, 2018 was with them together. That was their best year. Otherwise, it's deteriorated, and part of that has to do with lack of shooting. I mean, if you keep Embiid and surround him with shooters, he's a good enough playmaking big to make it work.
Exactly.
Know? Now, if you get rid of Embiid and you build around Simmons, I assume you move Simmons back to the 4. That way you can have legit guards and just let him be a playmaker. But he does shrink the floor a bit because he's afraid to just put it up there.
Right.
I'm still of the belief that a healthy Joel Embiid is the best big in the league. At least on par with AD, because they can both play both sides of the ball really well. But I just love Embiid's footwork, and he's not afraid to get into the paint, unlike someone else in LA.
Hey, that's not even shade. That's just facts.
Yeah.
I'm tired of folks playing soft out here. Get down low. Listen, call up the dream. Call up Akeem the Dream. Okay, make that phone call. Have that conversation. Get that training. Get in the lab with them, and dominate. That's all I gotta say.
Also, another one. The Clippers are a possible free agent suitor for Marc Gasol, and they're also targeting Derrick Rose. I could see Derrick Rose. I could see both of these options for them. Honestly, I can see it, especially with Montrez. I'm gonna get to that with Montrez. Speaking of Montrez, I might as well say it now. Raptors are expected to pursue Montrezl Harrell as well, which I mean that would be a good move for the Raptors. And the Hornets, they're expected to pursue Serge Ibaka. Serge should stay in Toronto. That's my personal opinion. Just stay in Toronto. I think he's in a very good situation. Charlotte, I just don't see where they're going with it. I just don't see it.
I still haven't figured out what Charlotte is trying to do. I really haven't.
I'm not sure where they're going with their roster. I mean,
Terry Rozier, scary Terry's look more scary than actual Terry. At this point, I really feel the future of the team is to build around someone like a Devontae Graham and what's his name? Miles? PJ? Is it PJ Miles?
PJ Washington and Miles Bridges.
There you go. PJ Washington and Miles Bridges. Look at me. I combined both of them. I think building around those three is solid. I don't see what an Ibaka does for that team because even though Ibaka's a vet, Ibaka doesn't come across as that guy who has I'm that veteran pull and I'm going to pull this team together and we're going to, I'm going to be the mentor, come under my wing and we're going to make this happen. He doesn't have that feel or that vibe to him. That's what they need.
He's still a good defensive.
Oh, absolutely.
Big still. So, can't go wrong.
Yeah. Perennial all, NBA, all NBA defensive team kind of guy. He's, of course, we know improved his jump shooting. So he can do that. I just don't think he's that piece that they need to take them to the next level. But I don't know what's going on in some of these GMs' heads. I'm of the firm belief, I'm just going to throw this out there right now, as much as teams look at a coach's record and they'll use that to determine whether or not he should go, I think teams need to start looking at GM's records and determine whether or not, hey, your record in the time here at the team, as much as we got to get rid of this head coach, we got to get rid of you too as well. So I think that should be next on the block in terms of NBA personnel discussions and conversations.
I agree, especially with lack of accountability. Like people, with particular coaches being fired for what? Like look at Billy Donovan. He got a job yesterday with Chicago, which was a solid hire. Which is a solid hire for Chicago. I think he's going to improve that team. But it depends if Levine goes or not. I mean, we already know our opinions on Levine.
Yeah,
him going, but if he's able to stay, then I think the Bulls will be, I wouldn't say they'll be in the playoffs, but they'll be in contention for the playoffs, and depending on what pick they get, the number 4 pick in the draft. Which to me that's a more wild card. I think that's the wild card pick in the draft because you pretty much have an ideal order between the first 3 picks. Obviously, it's expected Anthony Edwards should go number 1 to Minnesota, and then it could be Lonzo, Wiseman, or even that one big from USC could climb up the draft boards. So he could. That's a possibility. So I mean, we'll see. Obviously, in the Warriors, they could just trade that pick and get some more assets in return. So I mean, the Warriors have options. They could swing the draft by that. They have to try to see if somebody wants to get LaMelo or somebody else, and then the 4th pick is really where you go. Can you go a top international prospect or somewhere else?
Don't talk about the Warriors. I'm sick. The Warriors find a way to re-up. Think about it. They came off that L. Who did they get? They get
the rich get richer.
That's all it is. But shout out to Bob Myers, their GM. Speaking of GMs who do their thing, shout out to Bob Myers' GM. He's done his thing. Okay, folks can say whatever they want. He has done his thing while he's been there, and I think he will continue to do his thing. So don't be surprised with whatever offseason splash move that they make to add to the collection of riches that they have. Folks, don't be surprised when the Warriors make a run next season. I'll never buy Curry's, but shout out to the Warriors, okay?
Okay, let's switch to the NFL. Just quick news. Nick Bones will become the starter for week 3 for the 49ers.
Nick Bones for president. Shout out to CJ Quillos.
Julio Jones, he did not practice today. Supposedly he re-aggravated a hamstring injury. This is something. If you're a Julio Jones owner, there's something to keep an eye out on. Now, keep in mind, Calvin Ridley is the number 1 wide receiver in fantasy, and guess whose team he's on? I'm gonna say less. And listen, I'm gonna say less. And also, if you guys, another receiver on the Falcons, I feel like he's underrated. His name is Russell Gage. Do you guys know Russell Gage has had 21 targets in the last 2 games, and he's a top 12.
And guess who has him on 2 of 3 fantasy teams? Hey.
We not worried.
Russell Gage is a top 12 fantasy wide receiver, believe it or not, and he's getting a good amount of targets. He's averaging 10.5 targets per game. That's solid. That's wide receiver 2 type targets. And if he's on your waiver wire, you better pick him up. He's a top 12 scoring fantasy football wide receiver. The Eagles are expected to place Jalen Reagor on the IR due to a UCL tear in his thumb. Now, this is unfortunate because he had the biggest snap count among wide receivers in fantasy. And he just had a huge snap count. And now it looks like they're expecting him to put on IR. He's a guy you want to monitor. If you have an IR spot, go ahead and put him there. I think his upside could be tremendous in the second half of the year. Because rookie receivers have a tendency to blossom in the second half, especially in the late, like 5 to 6 games. So,
I just picked up Russell Gage in one of my leagues. Just FYI. Drop
hey, top 12. Top 12 fantasy receiver right now. Hey, might as well. Also, Justin Herbert has been named. He should be named the starter this week because Tyrod Taylor, one of the doctors punctured his lung.
Dude, that's crazy.
I'm like, what? Okay, I'm done.
But he
I'm
can't sue. That's the unfortunate thing.
Exactly.
He can't sue.
Yeah, he was getting a painkiller injection, and the doctor, like Tyrod Taylor, he's had a rough go of it. He really has throughout his brief career. He's had a rough go.
Okay, and then obviously you guys, SEC football. This is the first week, so I'm gonna do a quick slate on the spread on some college football games. Now we have Kentucky and Auburn. Auburn's a 7.5 point favorite at home. Kentucky is returning a lot of their starters. I can see Kentucky covering, but I'm leaning towards Auburn on the money line on that one. Next one we have Florida. They're a 14-point road favorite against Mississippi. This might surprise some folks. I like Mississippi plus 14. I like for them to cover with Lane Kiffin's first game as a head coach of the Rebels. Next one we have Georgia Tech, Syracuse. Georgia Tech's an 8-point favorite. Georgia Tech has been playing kind of sloppy lately. Yeah, they did win at Tallahassee, but Syracuse, I think I'll probably pick Syracuse to cover plus 8 at home.
Shout out to Syracuse's quarterback, Rex Culpepper.
Yeah, shout out.
Playing in his first game post-cancer. Those couple touchdowns. Love stories like that. Yes,
indeed. Next one, we have Louisville. They play at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's a 3-point favorite. Louisville, they had a loss last week against Miami, the Hurricanes. Give me Pittsburgh minus 3 on that one.
Derek King looked phenomenal, apparently.
Yeah, he did. Just shout out to the hashtag Trojan Kings. I don't care what y'all say. Next one, we have Central Florida. They're a 27.5 point favorite against Eastern Carolina. I'm leaning towards avoiding this game, but if I had to pick, I'm gonna take the spread. I'll take the 27.5. I'll probably buy down the half point with minus 27.
That's an embarrassing spread, to be honest. That's like,
I know. It's kind of high. The spread's kind of high.
That's like Bama playing Citadel spread.
Jeez.
Well, didn't Clemson play Citadel and Clemson didn't cover? I think it was like 51-point spread, and then it was like 49-0. So they lost.
Yeah.
So Citadel covered by 2 points. So
it is like
I blame Trevor Lawrence.
It's like, dog.
Yeah,
it was gonna be a blowout, which it was. It's just like,
wow, everybody knew that. Yeah, everybody knew that. The next game we have Georgia Southern versus Louisiana Lafayette. Remember, Louisiana Lafayette, they upset at Iowa State. And they're a 14-point favorite against Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern has looked horrible. Give me Louisiana Lafayette, the Raging Cajuns, minus 14 against.
Hey, isn't Louisiana Lafayette a top 25 team right now?
Yes, they're ranked number 19.
Hey,
yes, they are. So I'm gonna take them minus 14. Next game we got K-State against Oklahoma. Now I've been pretty mixed on this because K-State, they did look horrible. Their last game they played. Oklahoma, they look pretty good, but Oklahoma's a 28-point favorite. That's kind of a big spread. Now, historically, K-State, they like to control clock. And then the more K-State controls the clock, it gets to a problem where there's less probability Oklahoma could cover the spread. So I'm mixed on this because K-State look horrible, but they have a tendency to hold clock. And I'm leaning towards a money line play on Oklahoma. I'm gonna give me Oklahoma. I think they're for some reason it's not available on Bolada, but you could probably get it from any other anywhere else. But I'll go Oklahoma on a money line. Next one we have FIU against Liberty. Liberty look pretty good. Their offense is pretty good. They're going more up tempo. I believe June Jones is a coach there, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Give me Liberty minus 7 against FIU. I'm avoiding Iowa State TCU altogether. Army at Cincinnati. Now I'm pretty mixed on this one. Cincinnati is a 13.5-point favorite at home against Army. Army does have a tendency to cover, but I'm gonna take Cincinnati on the money line at minus 600. Next one, Mississippi State against LSU. LSU is a 16.5-point favorite. Your boys from Baton Rouge, your boys from Baton Rouge is that big of a favorite. Now, you're going to hate me for this. I'm actually going to take Mississippi State. This is Mike Leach's first game. I think he's going to put some points up, but LSU wins, but they will not cover. Give me Mississippi State.
That's fine with me as long as you don't sit here and tell the fans that LSU is losing. I'm content.
No, they're not losing, but I don't believe they're going to beat them by 16.5. I'm actually going to buy the hook at 0.5 and make it plus 17. So give me Mississippi State plus 17. LSU wins by 10 points.
I'm actually nervous to bet on these college games because of how crazy everything has been, and just man, we'll see.
I got Mississippi State. I think Mike Leach is going to figure out a way to get some points up. I really do with that team. Next one, we have Texas against Texas Tech. Texas Tech is horrible. Give me Texas minus 17. I'm buying the full point hook. They're an 18-point road favorite, but give me Texas. That's too easy. I'm going to take that. Next one, West Virginia at Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State's ranked 15th in the country. West Virginia, when the line started, it was at 8.5. Right now, they're a 7-point dog. Give me West Virginia. I think West Virginia has a good chance to win this outright. But give me West Virginia plus 7. I'm pretty confident that even if they lose, I don't believe they're going to lose more than 7 points. So give me West Virginia on the plus side. Next one, we have Georgia playing at Arkansas. They're a 26-point favorite, a road favorite. Give me Georgia minus 26. I think they're going to put some points up. And Cook, I believe it's Dalvin Cook's younger brother, who's going to be the starting running back for that team. And they named a different quarterback. It was not JT Daniels. I forgot his name. You guys know his name. Please type it in the comments. But they're going a different quarterback. Obviously, Newman, the transfer from Wake Forest, is not going to be a starter. I guess he's holding out for an NFL draft. And JT Daniels didn't win the job, so which is pretty interesting out there in Athens. Next one, we have Alabama at Missouri. Alabama's a 27.5-point favorite. Give me Alabama, buying a half a point, minus 27. Tennessee, South Carolina, I'm personally avoiding, but if I had to choose, I'm buying the hook on South Carolina because they're a 3.5-point dog at home. Give me South Carolina plus 4. Next one, Vanderbilt at A&M. Vanderbilt is horrible. Give me Texas A&M minus 30. I'm buying a half point down. Next one, Florida State and Miami rivalry. Miami looks good. Florida State, they're just not looking too well. I'm buying a 1.5 hook on Miami. Give me Miami minus 10 at home against Florida State. Next one, Kansas at Baylor. I'm kind of mixed on this one because Les Miles, they didn't play well the first game. I think they lost to Coastal Carolina the first week. Give me Baylor -17.
Wow. Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, I believe they lost to Coastal.
Threatening.
Yeah, exactly. So give me Baylor -17. They got their starting quarterback coming back. So yeah, I'm avoiding NC State, Virginia Tech. Coach Fuentes has a tendency to not his team not to play well against the spread. I'm avoiding this. If I had to choose, give me NC State +7 against Virginia Tech. I'm just not buying it. And then Troy versus BYU. Give me BYU -14. You guys. And should I go NFL? Because I'm already in the pick'em. I don't want to give too much. I'm already in the pick'em. But I'm
just do the spreads. You don't have to do ML. Just do the spreads or the over unders. Because I'll tell you this right now. I bet on the over under for the Falcons Cowboys game, and that hit perfectly.
Yeah, that definitely hit over. So obviously tomorrow, Thursday Night Football, Dolphins play at Jacksonville. Jacksonville's a 3-point favorite. The over and under is at 48.
Minshew.
Minshew's gonna throw at least a couple touchdowns in this game. Me personally, that should be a good prop.
He's throwing over the mountain, bro. What you talking about?
I know. That's what I'm saying. That actually be a good prop to bet the over 2 touchdowns, at least. Give me Jacksonville -3, and I do like the over on this one. I like the over at 48. Next one, Chicago at Atlanta. Over unders at 47.5. Bears defense is playing pretty good. Give me Chicago plus a behind the point, half-point hook, +4, and I'm gonna go the under at 47.5. Eagles at the Eagles. Eagles is a 5.5-point favorite. Give me Cincinnati behind the point and a half hook. Give me Cincinnati +7. Burrow's playing well, but Eagles should win. But I don't believe they're going to win by that much.
Well, do we think Eagles? I mean, all right, mind you, since the defense has been porous and that O-line is definitely lacking, but with the recent difficulties that the Eagles have faced, and then with Rieger going to be out, could we see an upset?
It's a possibility, but I'm banking on a Miles Sanders game, which will be benefit us in fantasy, by the way.
Hey, look, Miles is going to eat regardless.
Hey, you saw Cleveland did with Chubb and Hunt.
Yeah.
I'm expecting that with Miles Sanders, man. I'm just saying, I got Eagles winning based on the running game with Miles Sanders. I think this could be Miles Sanders' breakout party, and I'm hoping it is because we need that W against Diamond Talk. Next game.
Rob. Hey, Daniel. We're about to be 3-0. Thanks for being our welcome mat to that 3-0 record. Appreciate y'all.
Texans at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh is a 4-point favorite at home. Houston's offense looks too vanilla. They lost a lot of creativity on the offense, especially with D-Hop gone. Now, really think about this. I know I'm kind of sidetracking. With Stephon Diggs out of Minnesota and DeAndre Hopkins out of Houston, those are the two most impactful wide receivers gone off their team, and both of these teams are 0-2. Yes, I understand Houston. They did play basically the top 2 teams in the AFC based on last year, which is KC and Baltimore. I understand that, but Diggs not being in Minnesota, I think you start seeing the impact so far right now. But look, Osa, I'm giving your Vikings another chance. I have them on my parlay.
Listen, I know I said earlier I'm not worried. The Vikings are the one thing right now that I'm worried
I got you. But I'm taking them one more time on my parlay. If not, I'm throwing them in the shredder.
I threw them in the shredder after week 1. So
I'm giving them one more chance.
I'm showing against Colts.
I called out Taylor in the chat. I was talking to the homies. I was like, yo, Taylor's about to go crazy. He's gonna score a touchdown. And lo and behold, what he do? He had like 16 carries in the first half. Y'all was just letting him do whatever.
Yeah.
So, Minnesota is done for the season. Shout out to the Vikings. Goodbye. Be put to sleep.
Sean Lowry's already campaigning for Trey Lance. So
Trevor Lawrence to Minnesota?
I would love that. I would love for that to happen, to be honest with you.
Is that the way?
Me three.
Is that the way? We gonna do Trevor Lawrence to Minnesota?
Just make something happen because Kirk Cousins, I don't like that. Okay, I don't like that.
All right, we got Raiders. They're playing against the Patriots. Patriots are a 6-point favorite at home. Over unders at 47.5. Give me the Patriots -6. I'll take Patriots -6. I think plus 10 o'clock game. Raiders, 10 o'clock game in the East Coast, which will be one Eastern in the East Coast, but 10 in the West Coast. So give me New England -6. Next one, we have Rams at Buffalo. Buffalo's a 2-point favorite. Give me the Rams +3. I'm buying a full point hook against the Bills. The over-unders at 47. I say that goes under.
It's going to be a real solid test because that Bills team is really good.
Right.
They are really good.
Josh Allen had a crazy game last week, by the way. 49ers and Giants, I'm avoiding. I'm personally avoiding this game. If the over-unders at 41.5, I'm betting the under. I'm gonna be honest. I'm betting the under. That's the only thing I'm gonna do with that one. Tennessee, they're a road favorite against the Vikings, -2.5. Vikings, yeah, against the Vikings. Give me the Vikings +3, buying the half-point hook against the Titans. This is your last chance, Osa. I'm taking the Vikings one more time. They need one. Next one we have. The over-under that game, was 48.5 for that Minnesota-Tennessee game. I'm probably going to go under based on the game script. The Washington football team, they're playing at Cleveland. Cleveland's a 7-point favorite. Give me Cleveland -7 at home. Home favorite. And the over-unders at 44. I say that goes slightly over. Next game, we have Carolina at Chargers. Chargers is a 6.5-point favorite. Herbert is starting you guys. Give me the Chargers -6.5. Over-unders at 43.5. I'm actually going to bet the over on that game. Now, by the way, Justin Herbert could be a sneaky DFS play. Could be a very sneaky DFS. Yeah. If you're looking at the value, the way he played last week, and you want to stack on those other skill guys, Herbert could be another sneaky guy you want on DFS. I'm just saying. I'll be open to it before his price tag will go higher. Next one, we have Jets and Colts. I'm avoiding this game. I'm going to take Colts. The spread is too big, though, because the Colts are -11, and they're playing against the Jets. The Jets is horrible. The Jets could take for Lawrence, too. So give me Colts money line. The over-unders at 44. I'm going over on that game as well.
Taylor's going to have a field day.
Yeah, I agree with you. 100%. Dallas, they're traveling to Seattle. Seattle's a 5-point favorite. At home, the over-unders at 55.5. I'm betting the over because Seattle's pass defense is not great. Dallas secondary is questionable too. I see this as a shootout. Give me Seattle. I say Russell Wilson will have at least 4 touchdowns this game and will be in the MVP conversation. I know it's a bold prediction, but I got Russell Wilson throwing.
Will be touchdowns. Or already is. If he throws for 4 touchdowns this game, that puts him at 13 touchdowns through 3 games. Right.
Yeah, I'm going Russell. I'm going Seattle -4, buying the full point hook down. Yeah, I got Seattle at home. Next, and I got the over 55.5. Next game we have Detroit at Arizona. Arizona's a 6-point favorite against Detroit. Give me Arizona -6. The over-unders at 54.5. I'm gonna go slightly under. I'm gonna go under in that game. Next one we have Tampa at Denver. Tampa is a 6-point road favorite against Denver. The over-unders at 43.5. I said that game goes slightly over. Give me Tampa -6 on the road.
Especially since it's likely that Blake Bortles is going to be starting for Denver, huh?
Yeah, that's a possibility. Yeah. Give me Bucks -6 on that game. All right, I think this is Monday night. Packers at New Orleans. No, that's Sunday night. Excuse me. Sunday night game. Packers are +3. At New Orleans. New Orleans is a 3-point favorite. The over-under is at 52.5. Give me the Packers +3. Packers went outright and upset the Saints on the road.
Wait, are the Packers considered the underdogs?
Yes, they're +3. I think it's just
how.
I know.
Folks are trying to get the Saints one more chance. That's what it is.
To me, I think this is the best value out of all the games. I think we could all agree,
especially since it's still up in the air about whether Michael Thomas is going to be back. Wow, Aaron Rodgers should take offense to this and just go crazy.
I think this line's going to go down within a couple of days. Me personally, I got Packers +3. I think that's a value. I actually got them at +4 a couple of days ago. So I got the Packers +3, and I think they're going to win outright. Honestly, because to me, when you look at the Packers, they look like they're able to run the ball with Aaron Jones, and then they can just switch it up and have A-Rod just sling the football. So now, I'm going Packers. And Monday Night Football, I'm excited. The two best teams in
a
AFC.
rematch of last season too.
Yes, I wanted to see this in the AFC Championship game. Kansas City finally is playing at Baltimore. Monday Night Football. I'm gonna have to take a day off of work for this one. I'm just gonna keep. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm gonna have to take a day off of work on this one. The Ravens they're a 3-point favorite at home. The over/under is at 54.5. I'm gonna go under, but I got Baltimore winning. Obviously, I know you guys don't think I'm biased.
No.
Biased at all.
It can go. No, well, first of all, we've seen that Kansas City Chargers game was closer than I expected.
Right, exactly.
So the way Baltimore's been playing, I can see it. It's going to be a fun one. Except the only thing I disagree is the over under. I feel like it'll go over. I feel like it'll be a high scoring game. I don't see Ravens getting up big while also shutting down Kansas City offense. I see Kansas City at least going stride for stride. Similar to last season where Kansas City kind of just went crazy, but Ravens were able to score late. I see it being higher. You said it over under is 54?
I think it's 54.5. No, 54. You're right. 54.
I can see it higher than that. I can see something like a 30 to 25. Well, I can see 30 points being scored by both sides. I definitely can see that.
Yeah. The thing about Baltimore, especially when you saw Kansas City, they started off slow against the Chargers.
Yeah.
And Baltimore, they have a tendency to start fast. So there's a good possibility that Baltimore can jump on Kansas City early on. And then if Mahomes is able to generate a comeback, but that depends on how well Baltimore's defense is going to play at the tail end of the game. That's a possibility. So I see that more as a possibility of Baltimore jumping them early to get like 14-17, 17-7 or 21-7, somewhere around that range. And then you can see Kansas City probably trying to come back in the game, third, fourth quarter, try and make it interesting and see where it goes. But I'm going Baltimore -3. They got the best kicker in the game, Justin Tucker. I think it's going to come down to that. Tucker gets a field goal. Baltimore wins by 3.
It's going to be a game.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I hope y'all paid attention and took notes. Place your bets, place your parlays. E-Man, thank you for the rumor mill and the lines.
Oh, and before we head on out of here too, by the way, I just want to say a special happy birthday to my big sister, Amber. Love you. Today's your day. You know what she's doing for her birthday? She is volunteering at her church.
Hey, I respect that.
You know what? That's big. On your birthday, instead of taking a day off from work, you're like, let me go volunteer at church.
I love it.
We gotta love that. So shout out to Amber. Happy birthday to you. I am not going to sing on live. I refuse to do so. But happy birthday.
You would mute your mic and kick you out.
Happy birthday to you.
Big happy birthday, folks.
Happy birthday.
We're gonna be celebrating the birthday of the independence of our homeland. Y'all know what's up. That being said, concludes another episode of the OSNA podcast show situationship thing. I'm your host, 50% host. The other 50%, my bro. You know what's up. Thank you to our special guest, Dolapo. Guys, stay tuned for her October 1st drop, Sunday morning. It's gonna be worthwhile. It will for sure
No,
sell
Thursday morning. The Sunday morning collection is called
the Sunday morning collection.
Yeah,
thank you for correcting me. The Sunday morning collection dropping October 1st, which is a Thursday. We in here. But as is our custom, y'all know what it is. One word. One thing, two words.
No. Oh my goodness.
Don't worry. One thing, two words. Get it in your brain. Omo
Naija.
Yes.